time to roll. Jump into the fight with your friends there beside you. With courage and with might, you'll prevail. Through the darkness of the night, let the dungeon master guide you. And step into the light, tell the tale.
Button. Hello, YouTube.
hello.
Yes, I definitely didn't do an intro to Twitch and then forget about
No,
pressing the
never
button.
happened.
Welcome
Never.
to Dungeons
What?
and Dragons Behind the Screeds, where we look on the back of our character sheet underneath our massive hordes of dice and under our butts for all of the interesting information that you won't get anywhere else. That's the intro, right? That's what I normally say.
Nailed it.
I've done it twice
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Absolutely nailed it. Yeah.
I'm joined by the fabulous Lucy and the inimitable Trelawney,
Little bit.
as you can
Get
see.
our own
I was gonna say.
adjectives this time.
Yes, everybody else is busy or not feeling great. Sam is hanging out in chat, I think, so he might chime in with things. Resize. Like our cameras aren't perfectly in like 3 positions because I had to move them last minute, and it's annoying me.
Oh.
It's going to annoy me. Never mind.
Oh dear.
We'll live with it. I'll just keep moving them. I'll rotate them in a circle as we go.
Yeah.
Great. How are you two? How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty
Nice.
Good. Yeah. And you, Dave?
I'm good. Yep. I messed up my back slightly doing
Oh dear.
crafty things, just hunched over painting and sticking
Oh.
things together.
Oh,
And then I don't notice until I like then straighten up after being hunched over for ages. Like,
Yeah.
ow, dear, no.
Like, oh no.
yeah. Why
Oh, I'm
did I
old.
myself? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'll just keep like I'll squirm in my seat, which
Yeah. Keep wiggling and moving.
but that's the reason. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. So yeah, it's been 3 episodes, and yeah, bare naked ladies. It's been three episodes and maybe like months since the last
Yeah, probably.
podcast. But
Yeah. I don't actually know when it was.
Yeah, I don't either.
but it was so it was before episode 40, which was when you entered Big Scary Castle from the outside. And then you had the episode of being trapped in your own imagination.
Imagination.
Yeah.
Uh,
That one.
Yeah.
And then
Remember that one.
you
Yeah.
spoke to the kid and the wizard, and then you got sent
Yeah.
to the prince. You met Sophie.
Oh yeah.
You went to the capital, and then you fought the Thieves Guild. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we
really
could
just-
have a have a brief discussion of those things.
Yeah, it was great.
So if there's anything particular
knew
anyone
it!
would want to know, yes. Lucy's very proud of herself.
I am. I knew it.
I'm too predictable.
Yeah. Well, no,
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
that. It was just the fact that it was it was the Thieves Guild,
Mhm.
and it's like, well, you told us that the Penumbra had just basically upped sticks and left, so it's just like they wouldn't leave unless they had somewhere else to go to,
hmm
and like this is probably the most logical next place to go to, and also just you wouldn't waste a character like Macaria. You just
Yeah,
wouldn't.
for sure.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
so cool.
100%.
You dressed
Yeah.
up as her. You would not waste her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I don't even know. I wouldn't say you're being too predictable. It's probably more an indication of solid foreshadowing. Of
Oh,
the
yeah,
kind of-
Sure,
absolutely.
okay,
kind of
yeah.
like,
We'll
you
call
know
it
what I
that.
mean? Like,
Uh,
sure.
Yeah, it's not entirely. what you suggest, but you shall find out when you get to
Oh.
actually speak to her next
Oh, no.
time.
Okay.
You're gonna have to stop Ogba from swinging an axe at her.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yes.
gonna be entertaining. Ah,
Yeah, all they have to do is yield. That's it. All they have to
If-
do. All, yeah.
if only it were that
So,
easy.
so,
Yes, well,
yeah, no.
they're rogues. They're not used to prolonged hand-to-hand combat. They're more get in,
Sneaky, sneaky.
stab, steal, run away,
Sure.
which was
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is their plan. I made 9 rogues of all different subclasses, and
Nice.
I put them in teams of 3 so that they were ready to like strike team in, attack, out again.
Yeah, sure. Mhm.
But then it was only Magpie and an invisible Sylphie, so they just kind of
Yeah.
they just attacked, and then the whole thing with Magpie almost dying, one of them
Yay.
Yeah.
trying to
that was
stop her from
scary.
dying because they didn't
Oh,
want
yeah, and
Yeah.
Sophie just being like, no.
having dead bodies in their hideout isn't ideal if they can just
No. No.
Yeah.
get you out of there. But
That was quite funny.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
for
see
sure.
the conclusion of that, and then
It was such a great fight.
It
awesome.
was.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was so good. I really felt like the big, strong barbarian drawing everyone's
Yeah.
attention and just like, keeping all the hits off everyone else.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Well, it wasn't the first fight we've had where it started and half of the party is like hundreds of meters away and they have to
Yeah, you'd
spend
think we'd
several
learn,
turns
wouldn't
just
you?
running.
Yeah, we
you-
don't learn.
Yeah, you would have thought we'd learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
I feel
Seems
like on both
interesting.
occasions I might have been the one to start it.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe I should learn. But I'm
Oh yeah,
wrong.
sorry,
Fine.
spoilers if you haven't watched
Oh,
the
yeah.
last episode. Sorry, Abs.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, it was great. It was a really good fight. I really felt like Ogba shined in that one. It was awesome.
He absolutely did.
It was really
yeah.
fun.
It's just like
Yeah.
we need someone just to sort of go
Yeah.
and soak everything up.
It was the closest he's ever come to dying as well. To 0
really?
HP. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He got to 41 hit points at one point. At the end, he was,
Damn.
which is out of his 159.
Yeah, that's too many.
so,
Yeah,
We should
barbarian
do something
things.
about that.
yeah, yeah. Enemies frequently do try and do something about that.
Well,
yeah.
yes, there is
yeah.
And it
But-
never seems to do anything.
Yeah, no, it was well. It's even if he does get down to 0, I think I have like 2 ways of him not being on 0 before going into death
Yes,
saves.
both
I think.
barbarians and orcs
Yeah.
have things to stop them from
Yeah,
going down.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's good,
So,
good synergy between race and class.
yeah,
the
for sure.
orc
It's
barbarian.
just the classic archetype, isn't it? I've never played one. I thought, you know what, this would be a great opportunity to give it a go. So,
Yeah.
But it was really good. That was a good session. I really liked Baracus's cousin.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably one of my
Yeah, he
new
was
favorite
cool.
NPCs. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was really fun. I
Yeah,
liked
you
it
get-
a lot.
Yeah,
Little
it was fun.
little insights into Baracus's past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went
He
away.
did.
Yeah.
Sad.
Rip Baracus. It was
No,
not dead.
Not
Not dead.
dead.
not dead, but
But you'll never see him
No.
again.
yeah,
Ah.
not dead, but just away. Yeah,
Mhm.
so good. It's gonna be really interesting seeing how Ogba communicates with people now. Now that we've lost the person who was fluent in Orcish.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that's true. Yeah.
So,
Oh.
You just get the broken common.
yeah.
Yeah.
So unless successfully teach Stone Orcish,
Mm.
which
Or we
is-
or we could try and teach you common like using like flashcards
yeah,
or
true,
something.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
The party could make a concerted effort on teaching Ogba to better common.
Or someone could learn comprehend languages as a spell. I don't know if Sylphie's got that one. It's very wizardy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we'll have a discuss next time we have a podcast with when Andy's here. And she can,
Yeah, sure.
we could talk about the new fairy
It's
wizard.
like Andy, it would be very convenient if you learnt this spell.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, hint.
Well, yeah, I mean, wizards are pretty good because you can be both damage and utility because of like having ritual casting on a lot of things. Just it's
Yeah.
all in your spell book. You just
Yeah, wizards are so
appear
good.
with things.
The amount of spells they can learn, like the arcane recovery.
Mm-hmm.
If they're order of scribes, they can cast ritual spells once per short or long rest without having to cast it for the length of time you need to cast it as a ritual.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty
you
good.
can cast it for its normal
Just
casting
free
time as a
spells.
ritual.
That's that's handy.
It's like it's really good. I don't know if Andy is order of scribes, by the way. I'm not saying that. It's just that particular subclass makes all wizardy things just more
Sure.
wizardy. So it's like, yeah,
Just wizardy things.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, you're quite.
it's cool.
It was like a transition point between bits of the campaign because it was like in Westerhaven there was like a traveling interim bit where you kind of ended up in Skip, and then it was like out looking for the kid, and then learning behind the scenes of what's going on, and then now you're into like the Civil War arc.
Yeah.
Where you're
Sweet.
in the capital and you're doing stuff, but you're not sure on which side is more righteous. So you just kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I
Just
see. Ogba doesn't really mind too much about that. He just wants he
Ogba
wants
just
someone.
wants to hit things.
glorious
Yeah,
battle.
Ogba- Yeah, yeah. It's he wants someone he can trust to tell him where to point his axe. that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Well,
must
yeah.
say, I did really enjoy. Sorry, you were going to say, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say you had your trance visiony things
Yes.
where Ogba obviously had a conversation about when
Oh yeah.
yeah, trying
what's
to solve problems without violence.
yes and what's
And
more glorious of just like dying alone or defeating great things with friends or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact.
Yeah, it was something like
exact
that.
stuff,
But the
yeah.
main takeaway was, like try and build alliances, try and resolve problems without fighting, try and things like that. That was the main takeaway, I think. And I think it's going to take him a while, I think, to grasp that. I think he's going to need a few experiences where we solved the problem without violence and it turned out well. You know what I mean? For him to for it to click in his head. Because like knowing that logically and understanding it in his bones are kind of like very, very different,
Bless.
So, yeah. But I really like that idea as a way forward for Ogba in terms of development. I think it's going to be really cool.
I liked the whole. I like the fact that we've sort of found ourselves. Well, I don't like the fact that we found ourselves within a civil war, but I guess it was kind of inevitable. But,
Love Civil War.
Well, just because loves it, it's great fun. But no, I really enjoyed the whole conversation with. Problem is, I can't think of him as anything other than Uncle Arnie now. What's his actual name?
Arnell.
Arnell, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, Uncle Arnie just stuck.
Yeah, you could call him that. It's fine.
but- Yeah, maybe not to his face. That might not go down so well. But yeah, no, just I really enjoyed that whole conversation actually, because it's kind of interesting because we've got people who've got very sort of well, Stone, for example, has got very kind of straight down the line, like morals that they very much stick to.
Yeah.
And suddenly having to do something that isn't necessarily morally what they think is right, and be involved in something that they don't entirely gel with is kind of an interesting one, because obviously we're doing this mission, but it feels like not everybody's not necessarily 100% sort of for the cause. It's like the sort of best of a bad bunch of options, which I think's it might be quite interesting to sort of see how that develops and everybody's decisions going forward. And it's certainly good for Magpie, because she's actually suddenly having to think like a leader. Well, not like a leader, she's not leading the party, but like in terms of these
That
are the things
mindset
that
of-
a leader has to think about. Look, this person is doing this. Because she's still kind of naively thinking that there is a better way to do something like this than the way that is currently being suggested.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and like having Magpie be forced to kind of broaden that scope a bit, and to be like have that responsibility to something other than yourself is going to be like, you know, or other than the people immediately around you, like, you know, something broader. That's going to be a really interesting direction, I think.
Yeah, like she's literally not had that choice given to her yet. She's done everything she possibly can to avoid it, and suddenly it's just like, ah, shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, it's going to be really interesting. And the whole party, it's so cool.
I'm excited to see what happens. I've spent some time looking through, like, mapping out different bits of this section of the campaign where there's a lot of stuff that you won't necessarily get involved with, depending on you know what happens. But there's obviously many people, all with their own motivations, and everything's happening all at once in different parts of the city, and I'm just kind of waiting to see what you guys do and how that will affect the outcome. And I think it'll be very exciting.
Yeah. It's quite nice to suddenly be part of something bigger, because obviously we've just been making our own way around doing stuff and doing sort of odd jobs for people. But now it's suddenly like, oh wait, no, our actions do actually have consequences here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
On a grander scale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited to see where everyone's character goes in terms of development. I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm really interested in seeing more interactions with Sylphie as well. I think that would be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. And Thule as well, because like Thule's kind of fresh as well still. So like I'm really, because they're both kind of in a similar vein in terms of like flavor, right? Because like they're both Fae. That's going to be a really interesting sort of interaction between those two, and as well between how they interact with the rest of the party and like what's going on with like all the different stuff. And it's like, I think it's going to be really cool.
They both kind of stumbled into the human area of politics and what's going on in terms of, you know, things on the continent, but they don't have any particular loyalty to you know, the cities or these civilizations. It's more they've found people that they've you know, learned to trust, and they're just kind of going with it.
I mean, with Thule at least, I'm not entirely sure she's entirely like trusting of the party yet. Like she joined just to find out what was going on with the forest and everything, and she's like, I'm interested to sort of see how their I guess loyalties end up lying, because obviously the Fae is not the world that we're currently inhabiting. So
I think it's gonna be really interesting to see where that goes. Because like, it's just so cool. I like it. I really like the way things are set up. It's very interesting. It's fun to interact with, which is like really, really good. Like as a player, it's like top tier. Definitely really good.
Nice.
Hopefully it translates well to the viewers.
as
well. In terms of entertainment. But personally as a player, I think it's great.
I mean, you've got a first time in like a massive city where you've just got, you know, endless possibilities of people to meet and, you know, situations to get in. It's pretty much, you know, you've obviously got the jobs you've been given, but you're relatively free reign to just, you know, tool around, do whatever you want. There's most things you can find in any city you'll be able to find in the capital to go and interact with. Be nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So I mean, what we've done in the past episodes is also look back at the earlier episodes from the beginning of the campaign.
Where are we up to?
We're up to episode 8, which if I come over. Here we go. We're on the wiki. Episode 8, On the Cliff Edge. Where
that one!
You are looking for Captain Olo with the help from the Penumbra.
God, Captain Olo. The worst pun in the entire...
Yeah.
When that pin dropped, it was like, oh my god. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe he'd done that. It was.
I'd intended to do that more of the campaign. Maybe there'll be some more. You'll see. But,
Oh no.
But there was Doctor Rameau. Who, spliced creatures together.
Yeah.
And that was the only other one you've come across as of yet. But yeah, you make your way to a cliffside. You find broken bits of stone that look like people. And you discover statues of people. There's movement. As two basilisks appear, Magpie turns herself into a dragon using a scroll of polymorph.
I had the best time.
It was
great.
so good. It was just like at that level as well. We're like, we were pretty low level start of the campaign.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's just
Where did I get that scroll from?
just a golden dragon just appears. It's like, oh,
I think it was from the lair of Ren Fiddlefen, the Arcanist.
Oh yeah.
One of the things.
Yeah, because I kept it and I was like, I need to use this at some point.
Yeah.
I've got to use this at some point. And then I was just like, well.
And then, from what I remember, it was a relatively simple battle, and you didn't do much as a dragon. So then you were just flying around.
I was just having a great time. It was it was a complete waste of a spell.
Yeah.
The intimidation, the setting the atmosphere.
It says in the wiki, no one fails a con save and gets petrified.
Nice.
And they're just easily taken care of.
Yeah, largely, very easy battle, but
yeah, scary potentially though, because if you get petrified, that's like not really that easy to undo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Douglas claims the basilisk's tail as a souvenir for avenging his uncle who was killed by a basilisk. Nice.
Oh, there we are.
Some good backstory.
Yeah.
Yuna tries to talk to a statue.
Checks out.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
You
what
harvest
my reason with the
stomach.
statue? Oh yeah, and that's where Douglas got like loads of basilisk venom from.
Yeah, I made the depetrifying potion like willow oil or something.
Oh, here's a nice little bit of information that I forgot about. Xander examines the statue that appears to be multiple creatures sewn together. 6 legs, 2 heads, long reptilian tail.
Very good.
It was there. That's where.
Yeah.
I can't believe I missed that.
Nice.
Foreshadowing.
So yeah, nice.
And then you shove them all in the portable hole. You broke one of their legs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that being because I think at that point I was already possibly planning for Magpie to multi-class into sorcerer. And like that was I was umming and ahhing about like what brand of sorcerer, what flavor of sorcerer.
Nice.
And the whole like polymorph into a dragon is just like, oh yes, okay, we're going draconic bloodline, that makes sense. Hence the obsession with dragons. But I just remember that being quite a good moment because obviously like Magpie and Bucket hadn't got along very well at all, and then there was that one moment where Bucket was just like, "Can I have a ride?" And it was just like, I guess, and like one of the first moments Magpie was like, "Oh, maybe he's not that bad."
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then next episode, you go back. The stonemason's now lost an arm as well as a leg.
Yeah, nice.
Oops, whoops.
You find a cleric alchemist shop, make a restorative potion. This is when you go and talk to one of the priests and are outraged at being asked to pay money.
So much fun. I really enjoyed that. Like the whole stone not understanding is like, no, you are helping people.
Yeah.
Why are you asking for money? Like that was such a fun bit.
That was a really like illuminating sort of bit as well for like Stone's character.
Yeah.
Stone's sort of morals. You know what I mean? It was really, it's because it's kind of rare with Stone. We don't really see the kind of like we see the morals coming through like reasonably frequently, but like the actual process and do you know what I mean? Like the actual thought process behind them is like it's very rare that comes out, and so in the moments where they do like that, it's always, at least to me, it's very interesting. I really like seeing that with characters when it happens. Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah.
But I think also just like it goes to show like Stone hasn't spent a lot of time in cities and stuff because you know, wandering around on their own and having to deal with the hypocrisy of making money in a bustling place and faith and the juxtaposition of those two things. It was kind of quite interesting.
It's very interesting. Yeah,
because they're like Stone's whole thing is like, I have this faith because it helps me serve other people. I don't do it because I 100% believe everything and pledge to this one god or anything, but it's just like, this is the way that I can help people, and this is the most efficient and best way that I can do that. So like suddenly seeing people using faith as not a means to help people but a means to basically make money is just like completely opposite from the way they work. Yeah,
it's very cool to see things like that come up. It's really interesting. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
and I think that's very insightful for like for understanding Stone's character a bit more, even if it was just like a little snippet, you know, like a little little nugget.
Well, one little thing happens this episode to do with Father Bucket's backstory or like lore that we never got to explore, unfortunately. But a red-headed man gets his attention by chucking pebbles at his bucket and then disappears. He follows him, but he finds new buckets.
I mean, that's the most important part of that.
Yeah,
true.
Finds a new bucket.
So I don't know if I'll ever go into that. It might still come up. You never know in the future. You find a turtle who can make the restorative potion.
Oh God, the turtle who took forever to speak.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's kind of a cliche to play turtles like that, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was good. It was so much fun. It was the fact that I think it was Yulna just kept on asking, and Douglas kept on, or someone kept on asking questions like, how much is this and how much is this and stuff like that. And it's just like, stop asking him questions. We'll be here all day.
Hi Bowie here. How's it going?
Hey.
This is the podcast looking behind the scenes, behind the screens of the D&D campaign. Talking about episode 9 at the moment. Then you restore the captain. It even says on the wiki, he introduces himself as Han Solo. The players collectively groan while Dave gloats.
Yep. That checks out.
I very much enjoyed that. Yeah.
Excellent, Andy. Thanks. That was astounding.
Yeah, you can see it on the wiki. There's a little picture of Han Solo. This is what he looks like. That's canon. He's got the waistcoat.
Nice. 100%. State of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
He talks about how he was sent to look for the Baelor Butcher. It says he doesn't know. He fears the wolf pack. Douglas successfully mends the stonemason's broken arm and leg. You did manage to give it back to him before restoring him.
How bad would that have been?
Yeah.
I'm glad I thought of that. Yeah.
That would have been a bit bad.
Yeah. Not great. I don't think he'd been happy with me.
Nope.
You can go back to Macaria.
Yeah.
You go up to the Maiden Cellar. Oh yeah, you applied the restorative potion to the last few people, including I think it's a half orc who just like crashes around, destroys stuff,
away,
but then calms down and gets a drink.
Nice.
And that was that.
Nice.
And then in episode 10, you are asked by the Penumbra to investigate the mysterious slime infesting the sewers.
Oh yeah.
In return for information about the butcher.
The cube.
Also, one of the people we depetrified was what's her face? Not Mariah Anning, which I remember at the time and appreciated.
Mariah Anning.
Famous fossil hunter. I was like, hey, very good.
Nice.
Yeah, the elf woman who was collecting fossils on the cliffs.
Really enjoy that.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to put more references in.
Yeah, it's very cool.
You go into the sewers.
Was this where we found the rat man?
I think so.
Oh, might have been. Yeah.
Because there was the aboleths who were causing the slime.
Oh, is this
but
where?
Before...
Oh yeah.
Douglas had the poo.
Yes.
Oh no, he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
oh yeah, that was the whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had lungs full of poo.
That was unpleasant.
It was not nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this bit might not be the rat one. Maybe you, or did we already do that previously?
Don't know.
I don't remember.
It's that far back, I can't remember.
But yeah, you fight the aboleths. Magpie has a vision of
yes.
By accidentally casting detect thoughts on the aboleth.
On an aboleth.
You have a vision of a gargantuan female creature draped in seaweed with a swirling portal above her head, and his whispers of "she's coming."
Yeah, this is definitely not the overarching story that we are probably gonna
stumble into.
Yeah.
God of the sea, Hassala, or something.
The wave mother.
The
sea
wave
bitch.
mother, the sea bitch. Yeah. Which I do enjoy.
Douglas attempts to harvest some of the creature for research, but touching it becomes diseased. Can only breathe water.
Oh yes, we had to stick his head in a bucket.
So he gets a bucket. And then I think next episode is when you get out.
The bucket was very happy about.
And you go to a spa and get hosed off.
Oh yeah, the next episode was shopping episode.
Oh yeah.
Best episode.
It was great.
Where you find old strange-looking dagger, a deck of cards in a leather pouch, and a small wooden chest with platinum pieces. Who has that deck?
Stone? Was it the deck of illusions?
Yeah.
Stone.
Stone.
Yeah, Stone's got the deck of illusions.
Sure. They head out. You breathe in a bucket.
Which bucket was? Oh,
one of the buckets.
I just remember that moment of.
Oh, Sam said the deck of illusions was starting item, so that's a different deck of cards.
Oh, another deck. Sure.
I took a deck.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it was this deck that I took.
Maybe that deck.
That one.
Which I think I might have given to.
Oh yeah, you examine them. They look like regular tarot cards, but seem to have some kind of arcane power.
Oh yeah, because I was really excited about the possibility of it being a deck of many things.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But I don't think it is.
Pyrola seems to reckon it was Magpie.
Yeah, I think I might have taken them.
That's what the wiki
suggests.
Yeah.
I might have given them to like Yulna or maybe Douglas or someone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I have them anymore.
I have no idea.
Or maybe I do. I don't know. I keep on stealing things, so I don't know what I have anymore.
Stone doesn't play cards with Magpie. Sits in the corner petting a cat, which is what he was doing on stream.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Oh yeah, that's the Soul's Well dagger that Yulna picked up,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
which then got stuck in the dragon, and then who then stabbed
Yes.
it into Magpie. So Magpie now
Yeah,
has
that was a
the
that was a
Soul's Well
really
dagger.
fun bit. No,
Yeah,
I
that was
did I don't think I do have that anymore
You
actually,
not?
because I think that dagger I gave to Douglas as a parting gift to bury
Oh
with
right,
Ulna.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Okay.
think Douglas gave you one of the daggers from Yulna
Yeah.
that he brought back from Skip, so he kind of traded.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stock up. Shopping trips.
Shopping.
Yes. Shopping episodes. Great when you have money.
A lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and then this is an elderly-looking human man in rough, worn-looking clothes who says he
yeah.
and his wife were in dire straits, took out a loan, and then sends you after a character named Brutus,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who, in case you didn't guess, was not
Yeah.
a real person.
No.
Was I think either the dragon or the dragon's simulacra. It's complicated as to which one was which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is when Douglas does some tinkering and builds a small mechanical raven homunculus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hola!
That must have been around level 6. That was because that's when I had access to the infusion that
Yeah.
gave me create homunculus. That was
Good old
oh,
Fola.
what a good infusion. Yeah, that is so good.
You make plans to integrate the bucket into your armor that saved your life.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, astounding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is when Douglas was getting on board. He was jiving with what Bucket was saying.
He
you know.
was.
Father Bucket
Funny.
ties his horse to a lamppost, tells it to keep a lookout. Folar scouts the area. You go into
Horse
the
with, like,
house.
a quite a dramatic voice, I remember. It's just like,
Yeah, because you could
Something along the lines
telepathically
of people.
communicate with it.
Yeah.
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 And then you go into the house, and it's a classic, not suspicious looking chest in the middle of the room on a table.
Yeah.
Uh,
We walked into that one.
I mean, you were very suspicious of it, but you still touched it, and then
Yeah.
it was a mimic.
Classic.
You killed it very quickly, but it then, as you reduced it to 0 hit points, the polymorph spell dropped on it, and
Oh yeah.
the gnome, who had like 1 or 2 hit points left, took the rest of the the damage you did to the mimic, and died.
Owie.
Whoops.
Yeah.
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 We're
good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we promise.
We're the good party.
We haven't got to the village burning episode
No,
yet.
No.
that didn't happen. Didn't happen. Don't know what you're on about.
But
Yeah.
no, that was great.
You shoved the corpse of the gnome into the hole. It's possibly still there.
God! Oh no, I've just remembered what happened with him.
Oh no! Yeah, I know. You
Oh, we
you
enlarged him.
wander
didn't
him
we?
in the
Around
sewers again.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh my goodness! You know how you're talking about Stone and like grand morals and like and all that.
Well, I mean, Stone's trying, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's just the rest of us is just useless.
Trying to keep the rest of us in line. It's like,
Yeah, it's just like, what am I in? Oh god.
oh, jeez.
This was our murder cult arc starting.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a
But
Yeah,
then-
sure.
Shut up, Parola. Children. No children
Oh, the
dropping
Gola
a curve. I don't know
episode,
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
I can't wait until we review that episode.
So yes, Stone
no.
melds into the floor, to the stone
Yeah, which
floor.
is a really cool bit. That
Great.
You will
it was such a good idea.
you will throw your weapons out and walk out. Oh, Xander climbs up the chimney with the portable hole, and then gets
Oh, yeah.
shot by a guard.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he tried.
And you all head out. They search the house. They don't find Stone. And then Father Bucket hears Sex Panther's voice in his head asking if he should stay there because he was so useful.
Yeah.
And he hangs out to wait for Stone, and you all get trotted off to the Alabaster Spire.
Yay.
Nice.
We go. Yeah.
Obviously ended up being absolutely fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, well...
We didn't mass
What could
murder
go
a whole
wrong?
load of guards.
No.
Oh, that
was
was so
fine.
good. I really liked that.
That was great. It was actually really fun.
That was a tense whole
yeah
episode thing.
That was crazy. The breakout.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was like wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We almost all died.
Yeah. 100%. It was spooky, but in a great way. It was like really.
Yeah.
It was just that tension, and like it was one of those moments where I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna, as Douglas. It was like I think that was one of the moments where Douglas first realized he would risk his life for these people.
Oh yeah, because he went
Around
back
him?
to Stone, didn't he?
Yeah. And like dwarves don't leave comrades behind. It's just not a thing they do.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, I think it was that moment where he was like, right, these people are comrades now. You know, this is. You know,
Yeah, no, that next bit was great for character development for almost everybody.
For Stone as well.
Stone for like
It was really good.
not wanting to hurt people, yet casting incredibly destructive spells at a lot of people.
Yeah.
Trying to say, no, I could non-lethally explode people. It's fine.
Yeah.
Xander gets a bit bloodlusty during
Yeah.
some of those fights.
Xander sort of forgets himself a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we'll look at that little arc in the next podcast. Good times. Yeah. So I mean, now that we've discussed our D&D, is there any other general D&D you'd like to discuss? Any fun spells you've come across, magical items, or homebrew stuff? Trelawney, I know you've got an idea you're excited to share.
I do have a homebrew that I came across,
Sure.
it's really cool. So really, Cindy came across it, and then she sent it on to me, and it's awesome. It's just amazing. So I don't know if anyone here is familiar with the Monster Hunter game series, like the most recent ones being World and Rise, but there's loads of them. But there's the homebrew I found that Cindy found are 2 PDFs that are complete conversion books for 5e into a sort of like Monster Hunter-esque sort of system, which for those who are unfamiliar is kind of like they're a standard set of weapons that have like upgrade slots, and you can gather materials from monsters to upgrade your weapons and build for certain things, and it's
Cool.
like it's very cool. And so the way they do it is that magic items basically don't exist anymore. And the way you do it is that the weapons have an armor, and I think you have 2 trinket slots as well. And you can get ingredients or parts from monsters that you can then upgrade your armor and weapons and trinkets with, and then that gives you magical effects and stuff based on, you know, what happens. And of course, there's a whole monster manual that's been made with like all proper conversions and stat blocks, and there's like crafting mechanics, and it's absolutely wild. There's player races, there's backgrounds, there's the whole shebang, and it's very well done in my opinion.
Nice.
I think it's very well balanced, and for homebrew stuff that can be quite hit or miss, you know? And so it's just so impressive, like how thorough it is, how true to the concept it's trying to get across it is, and how just well thought out and well balanced it is in general. It's just so good. I'm going to post the PDFs.
Yeah, sounds
somewhere.
good. I guess in terms of how you play the game, you could run it a lot more player driven. Like, I want this effect for my weapon. Let's go looking for this particular
Exactly.
monster.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, and there's like tables for rolling on for loot and stuff. I'll just put it in the D&D channel. That seems to make the most
Sure.
sense to me. Yeah, so it's the The author is Amelwind. U/Amelwind, Reddit user. And it's on GM Binder. I'll get the links here now. But yeah, it was just so interesting to me how well made it was. I think that's what astounded me the most. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I own one of the Monster Hunter games. I played it a bit, but I never put too much time into it. Maybe can in the future.
It's definitely one of those ones where you have to put a good deal of time into it, especially if you're not used to JRPGs like that. Because it's quite in depth and it doesn't hold your hand, so there's quite a lot of wikiing involved. But it's great. I really like it. Cindy has put thousands of hours into Monster Hunter games across all the different games and stuff. They're great. But yeah, it's so cool. So if you look at the PDFs, I posted them in the D&D chat on the Discord. If you have a look at how incredibly detailed it is, it's wild. So just go down to the first stat block on the monster manual or something, and it's got
monster.
All the sorts of stuff it can do. It's got, so it should be the Tetranodon, and it's got all the different action moves. It's got all the ingredients you can harvest from it.
I suppose you've got access to all of the Monster Hunter art, so you don't have to draw all these new things for the
100%. Yeah, and it's so cool. And the monsters all have those. So you can see there's a table under each monster. And so with monsters, you can either hunt them, which means killing them, or you can capture them by setting up traps. And you can get different materials, or you can have you get different chances of different materials based on whether you capture or kill the monster. And so you can basically influence your odds of how you do, of which materials you get based on that, on how you decide to go after it. And there are the explanatory mechanics in the actual main PDF. So rules for carving, capturing, but then you have all these cool different there's gods, there's history and myths, there's playable races, factions and PC backgrounds, there's all sorts of stuff. And they've also adapted the weapons, the Monster Hunter weapon sets.
Shark frog type thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's all sorts of different wacky things in there. And it's just really cool. Cindy and I are going to be playing a campaign together. So Cindy's going to be running a campaign with her friends to try and test it out and see what it's like. And we're also going to do a one-on-one campaign as well.
Nice.
Because I kind of want to see how it runs as well. And it's going to be really interesting, I think. It's going to be so cool.
That is cool.
I love... Yeah, so my favorite monster in all of Monster Hunter is Glavenus. Which is it's a big metallic T-Rex with a great sword as a tail, and it can it can breathe. Yeah,
Only in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and it can it can breathe fire, or there's one that can breathe acid and stuff like that, and it bites its tail to infuse its tail with the element it has.
Oh my god!
And in this book, there is a player race that's kind of like a Dragonborn, but instead it's a Glavenus folk or whatever it's called, and. It's very cool. I love the idea of making a Glavenus folk barbarian who uses a switch axe or something. It's a really cool.
Oh yeah, there's Glavenus. I see it. Wow.
Yeah, it's my favorite monster in Monster Hunter. It's just there's something about it, and its theme as well. Oh, the music in Monster Hunter is astounding. I love it. It's just awesome. It's just really good all around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is what I was looking at. It's really cool. The harvesting mechanics and stuff. It's really good as well. If you're the kind of person who likes crafting mechanics, like I am, and is very disappointed in the lack of them in 5e, it's stuff like this that really draws me in. I love it.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was homebrew.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a lot to read, new mechanics and stuff, so it can be a bit to get your head around.
But it's base 5e fight mechanics and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But just new races, gods, monsters.
weapons. So like the standard 5e weapons don't exist.
Okay.
It's all the Monster Hunter weapon sets and stuff like that.
Sure.
Magic items don't exist. You just upgrade your weapons and armor, stuff like that. It's really cool. It's a very interesting way of doing it. Yeah, that was the cool homebrew I've been sitting on for a little bit, wanting to bring it up on the podcast. It's really
Nice.
good. It's really cool. Yeah.
The Y Academy. There's a cat with a sword.
Oh yeah, Monster Hunter. If you need a push to get into Monster Hunter, this is a great one. You have companions called palicos, which are like sentient cats that follow you around and help you and go on missions and help fight monsters with you. And in Monster Hunter World, there is a cat chef who makes you meals to buff you before you go out to fight monsters.
I think I did meet the cat chef. I have a vague memory of that.
He's Meowscular is how he's described. The Meowscular chef.
Nice.
Very buff cat.
Oh, it's awful.
It's great.
Downtime activities, solo hunt. You can just roll up a fight.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
Nice.
if there's any particular materials you want, you can just go fight some small monsters or something. Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Nice. I still got a ton of homebrew ideas I want to try and develop at some point.
Nice.
I don't know. I think I talked about it briefly before, but I've fallen more in love with the idea of a campaign where people have standard characters. It can be, whatever you want, but you don't have any stats. You have just dice, and then the first time you want to do something, you roll. The result is your stat for the rest of the game. And if you want to be better at that thing, you have to find a slightly different version of the stat. It's like if you roll for like climbing and you're bad at it, you can never be good at climbing for the rest of the campaign. But if you want to learn, like, I don't know, running up walls or just straight parkour, something like that, then you can maybe have another go and roll a slightly different stat.
Sure.
And then
That's cool.
Adding the idea of like spells. There's a Marvel character who has like a magic wand that casts spells, but you can never cast the same spell twice. So you have to word it in different ways each time. Like, would I add something like that?
That's clever.
To the magic.
I like that, yeah, that's cool.
That'd be very cool. Yeah.
It's just the Wonder.
Yeah, kind of.
Never cast the same spell twice.
Yeah. Just more. I want a game of pure chaos where everything's either random or could be anything.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
That's very cool. Yeah.
We'll get around to running something like that eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to run a homebrew thing, Lucy, what would you do? Trumpet.
See, I
music based. Battle trumpets.
So you say that. I have in the past thought about like a campaign where everybody is a member of a band. So everybody's got their own instrument. It's just basically how can you make a D&D class into it, like not everybody is a bard because that's just cliched and that doesn't really work as a party. But like how can you what aspects of this particular type of musician work out as, say, a barbarian or whatever. But there was another idea I had fairly recently of a campaign where everybody is a school mum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just had an idea of a barbarian character who's just a mum, but the kind of mum who, if you dare say anything about her child, she will murder you. And I just like the idea of just this character constantly having a glass of white wine, and her rage when you know when she's about to rage is when she puts the white wine down and just like,
oh dear,
right.
Yeah.
Like the handbag comes out and it's just
Nice.
like just passive aggressive raging sounds like a really fun idea.
Yeah, that sounds quite fun.
So just like a parent teacher association type campaign could be really funny.
Nice.
It sounds good.
There was like a battle bard thing at some point. Who was? Oh, what's her name? The DM. She's done a bunch of stuff. I can't remember her name, but she got in contact with the band at one point, talking about getting us along to do this battle bard type thing that never panned out in the end. But we were going to do.
Oh, that's a shame. That would have been great.
Do something, just like a one shot of a thing where everybody's a musician, but I think it was either a whole new system or just a lot of like bard subclass options to make it more fun. But it wasn't called Battle Bards because I searched for it and it doesn't come up. But bard homebrew thing, just going to come up with random stuff. Maybe someone knows what it's called.
I don't like the idea of using musical instruments as weapons, though. We're not having that. Instrument abuse, not allowed.
Well, one shot in the Dead by Daylight universe would be fun.
Oh, now that sounds interesting.
Like a 1v4. Spooky, I guess. If you wanted a player to be the bad guy, you could do that. Maybe not for a whole campaign, but it was a one shot.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be really cool.
I have been seeing.
One I really wanted to try.
Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry.
Lonnie.
I was just gonna say there was a I can't find it anymore, but there was a conversion book that I saw that was like it converted 5e into like a Neolithic sort of setting.
Okay.
So it was all like so it was all like the way that wizards, like, they didn't have spell books. They had like stone tablets, or like they did cave paintings, or they were tattooed and stuff like that, and they would use the tattoos to like cast their spells and stuff like that.
Oh, I love that.
I had a wizard like that
so
for
cool.
a brief campaign. I was a half-orc wizard with tattoos instead of a spell book.
Cool. That's really cool. Yeah, but I love that idea. And like druids were shamans, and like it was like really, it was cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, always wanted to try it, but I can't find the PDF anymore. I have to go. I have to go searching for it.
Been seeing DMs on TikTok, like just sharing ideas or things they've done. One that I don't think I'm going to do, so I can share with you. Okay, so we were saying it was like a whole thing to basically derail the campaign. That you like for some reason the whole party is knocked unconscious or is incapacitated, and they all wake up and they're not sure what's going on. But then you send a message to one of the players saying, your character has been replaced by a doppelganger. You now have to play this character as such, but is trying not to get found out. But then he said he would send that message to every single one of the players and then just watch what they do.
The chaos.
That's just mean.
Yeah.
Very funny, but mean.
Yeah, no, that is a I need to write more story, but I don't have time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For sure.
So if I ever send you a message saying
oh no.
You
are a doppelganger.
Everyone else also got the same message. Yeah. No, that's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would derail so hard.
It would be awful.
I don't even know how you would. Like, how do you even progress? Where would you go? What would you do?
I think you could do it like in the middle of another campaign, or just I guess
like having a goal or something, and then you're trying to work towards it without letting people know. And then
you need something. I mean, I've I like to have some manner of secret from that players have from the rest of everyone. But
for sure.
It's more just to give an extra role playing element and a way to not just have everyone on the first episode sits down and explains their entire backstory and all of their motivations.
Yeah,
You want to
for sure.
spread it out a bit.
That's really cool.
I don't know how people's secrets have played out. I think for the most part everybody's been revealed. I'm not sure Thule and Ogba. I don't know if I gave you a specific secret. I don't remember, or if it was more just general, because you're new, your whole backstory's a mystery.
A secret, yeah. I would have written it down somewhere if I did, so potentially.
Yeah. Father Buckets we obviously never got to. And actually Xander's was starting to play out when Andy got majorly busy, so maybe if he could ever return, then
there are hints of Xander's.
Yeah, Xander's has been kind of referenced here and there, I think, like dotted throughout the campaign.
We haven't got any kind of definitive art story there.
Yeah, for sure.
Stone, Sam says you've gone a little bit away from yours, but I think it was kind of revealed in like several bits, I think, more or less, like flashbacks and things. Yulna's was just that she was afraid of water, so that kind of came out.
That kind of came out fairly soon. Yeah,
went near some water. Yeah.
Douglas's wasn't ever revealed to the rest of the party.
No, it was revealed to the viewers.
Yeah.
I really liked that secret. I thought that was a really, like, you sort of developed that really, really well into why he, like, I one of the reasons he wouldn't take off his armor and everything. Just like, I see. That makes total sense.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a pretty traumatic thing for him as well.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
It led to him, not obviously because of like what it was, but also like it led to him being like imprisoned in the Underdark for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So it was like... It was
a cave-in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a cave-in. But it was a double-edged sword because, he lost an arm and, he was trapped in the Underdark for 15 years, but he found his mentor. That is where he got his class from. So it was... that was really cool. Yeah, working that into Douglas's backstory was really fun, and how to play him was really good.
Yeah, I had an idea for a character who was gonna help Douglas kind of come to terms with things more like that. I had the idea for some kind of either fighter or barbarian type character who was either paralyzed or who had lost both their legs, but rode around on like a massive war pig, and just kind of with a big swinging a hammer. It would just be like the greatest fighter you've ever seen, but was just kind of strapped to this wild animal. But he would kind of have recognized that Douglas was somewhat like him, and been encouraging. But we never got around to that.
Well, yeah, and it was really interesting to play because like Douglas, that cave-in kind of like messed with his head quite a lot. In that when we were fighting the dragon under the thing, when the roof started caving in, Douglas started freaking out, and it's because he was kind of like, he was going back to that moment of that, the cave-in that happened to him, and he was like, he really didn't like that. He was, and so it was like he has this kind of paradoxical thing where it's like he wants to, his dwarven nature makes him want to be underground at like any given moment, but also he's terrified of like collapses and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, the whole like spirit quest, Dr. Rameau thing. When I started planning that, it was obviously Douglas and Yulna in the party, so that was going to be like a cave-in type situation, and Yulna's I don't remember. Probably the shipwreck that happened to her and gave her the fear of water.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool how I really like how everyone having a secret that then can be chosen to be revealed or to not be. I think it, pardon me, adds an extra layer to that RP. You know, I think it's really cool.
I enjoyed doing mine just because the whole point of Magpie's secret is she's kind of crap at hiding it.
Yeah.
Like, what if I have a secret, but also I think I'm sneaky?
Yeah.
I'm kind of not.
Well, yours was fun. Is like right from the beginning. Every time you met a tiefling, I roll a d20, and just to see if they recognize you.
I just love it. Yeah. Because I just love that. The whole thing with that was just like, oh, that's a great idea because. Yeah, I think we sort of came up like I came up with a secret and you were like, oh, that was basically the secret I was going to do anyway.
Yeah.
But you sort of fleshed it out a little bit more. And yeah, just like the what you did with the whole tiefling might recognize you thing. I was like, yeah, because she's awful at disguising herself, even though she literally has disguised self as a spell from the beginning. But like, no, she's just appalling. I mean, A, she's an albino tiefling. How many of them around? Are around, and B, she can't dye her bloody hair.
Amazing.
So did quite enjoy playing that out.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I've really liked watching everyone else's characters kind of grow, and I think from a player perspective, it's been really cool seeing the secrets as well. So not only like from my perspective, like keeping my secret like kind of as hidden as I want it to be, but also knowing that everyone else has a secret out of character, and then seeing how like, and just keeping an eye out for that has been really fun. Like as a player, it's been really great.
Yeah.
Well, like... it also just sort of. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say that's one of my favorite bits of just like extra little homebrew rules to stick into character creation.
It's nice as well because it means that you know that the characters around you have more depth to them immediately, and you don't know what it is, so you have to do that little bit more of sort of delving into who they are to try and discover that.
It kind of helps push the characters more away from that sort of collection of abilities and stats and more into that sort of, you know.
Yeah, it's all just to get you thinking about your character and, you know, how much depth there could be to them and that sort of thing.
Well, also why they would be in a party, like why they want to be with these other people. And how that kind of, rather than just like, hey, we're all kind of going the same direction, I guess we're now a party. Oh, we're all best friends.
Well, in terms of storytelling, like whether it's a player character or it's an NPC, the kind of the main thing that will help you find the character is motivation. It's like, and then everything that they do and say can be easily extrapolated backwards from what is their main driving motivation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice to see how that changes as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it can start one way and then end up being, oh wait, no, that's not what I want anymore.
Yeah, when trying to keep track of NPCs, I always like if I can remember what their main motivation is, and I normally equate them in my head to like another character from a different IP or an actor or just a general person. Just to remember, like, their general cadence or...
mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just, you'll meet someone from a few weeks ago and they'll start talking completely differently. Different person. I don't remember.
Yeah, cementing an association like that in your mind is a really good trick to kind of keep things like that consistent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Prince Arnell was a kind of Charles Dance, Game of Thrones type. Stern, battle hardened.
Yeah.
I don't know how I chose for Macaria, but I kind of got used to doing Macaria, so it's not too bad.
She's just Macaria. She's just great.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Nice. Anybody in chat have any questions that we can answer while we're here? Backstory, current story, homebrew things, general D&D questions. Any complicated maths equations?
No.
Oh. It's alright, I have
No.
a monster. I'll be good to go. We can...
Any questions about ants? Mushrooms, trumpets?
Mushrooms. Yeah.
Trumpets, yeah.
Each player's favorite kill. Ooh.
Oh.
Go on then.
Mine has got to be the Mechanist Guild head.
That was
Killing the head of the Mechanist Guild. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was controlling the massive, scary scorpion thing.
Yeah, for sure. So cool.
I think mine is I guess mine is a kind of a toss-up because one of them technically I guess isn't a kill, but setting the entire like church/village that was the cannibals on fire and going a little bit crazy. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Mainly because it was just like, oh, this is what happens when Magpie loses control and enjoys it. Oh dear. But I think my favourite kill's got to be the dragon. Mainly because I got the killing blow.
Sure.
Even though everybody else had done more damage than me.
Yeah, dragons are satisfying to take down. Anything massive compared to you. It was good.
Yeah.
For sure.
What ant is best?
Now, I may be a bit biased.
Oh boy. Here we go.
So the colony I've got growing under that tea towel behind me on a heated mat is a Mesobarbarus colony. So that's Latin translates to Reaper barbarians, the harvester ants, European. And so what they do is they gather seeds and stuff like that and track it back and then chop it up into this paste called ant bread, which the ants then eat. And so it's really cool. They're kind of big. Well, they can be. So this species of ant, it's beginner friendly, and they produce different castes of ants. So they produce mages, which are like these huge ants with massive heads for like cutting into seeds and stuff. And so yeah, I've got those kind of quietly in the dark developing behind me. I got the queen in February, and it's now so it's now start of May, and she's up to 6 workers now, so she's getting there slowly. But yeah, there's another one that I like. They're a tropical ant. I forget the name.
Sounds dangerous.
It's like, is it a Polyrhacus something? They're kind of rare, but they're blue. They're like a turquoise.
From all the spice on Polyrhacus.
Yes. Perfect.
But they're really cool. They're blue. They're like a sapphire blue, and they're really, really, really cool. But they're very rare. And leafcutter ants. I love leafcutter ants. They're so cool. Because they marry my 2 hobbies like really well because
that's great.
Because leafcutters
cutting leaves and ants.
Exactly. Well, leafcutters cut leaves, take them back to the nest, and cultivate them into fungus gardens. Yeah. And then they eat the fungus, and so it's like a really great way to marry these like 2 hobbies. We need to keep those, but they're quite an advanced species to take care of, and I'm a beginner ant keeper, so it's definitely out of my ballpark right now. But
and you set them loose on the ISS to create a species of super space ants.
Super space ants. I don't know. I'd probably not. I don't think they'd be too keen on that. I wonder how ants would fare in zero gravity. That'd be so
They have
weird.
taken them up there. They've taken ant farms to places.
I've not seen that. That'd be so interesting.
Oh no.
Because like they rely on pheromones and wind to like and breezes. So like
no, wind isn't really a big thing up there, is it?
Yeah, exactly. So I have no idea how that would work. It'd be so interesting. But on the ant front. Yeah, best ants, Mesobarbarus. I call my queen Boudica because obviously barbarian. She's the barbarian queen. So, yeah. So it's my best ant. If you want a final answer,
Alien
I'll
ant
say
farm,
Mesobarbarus. Nice.
Oh boy, yes.
Square root of 256, like 16 or something.
Yes, probably something like that. It's a multiple of 8 or 4. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
There was a stone elephant in Westerhaven. Did it encounter the basilisk as well? I don't remember a stone elephant.
You made it, Dave.
Like a little one or a big one? I mean, I do like...
Was it like a statue of an elephant?
I don't remember a full statue. There might have been a little one. I mean, I do a healthy mix of some preparation and world building, and then equal parts improvisation, so that it's it's still a small statuette. Okay, yeah, that might have been
Probably
just
not a tiny elephant then.
It might have just been a little bit of tat, or there are like actual magic items that are small statuettes that turn into creatures. I don't remember if it was one of those or not. I might have it written down. I sometimes put like lists of loot that you're gonna pick up, and sometimes I just freestyle it. You open a chest I didn't expect you to find, and then suddenly it's this and this and this stuff.
This is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Sometimes. Would you be more upset if I used a large mushroom as a trumpet mute? Or who would be more upset?
Who would be more upset? I wouldn't be upset. Sounds like a great
I wouldn't.
idea.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can even recommend one. I think it's the white Russula. They can grow to 30 centimeters across, and they're really huge, and they can turn into like a funnel, so they will sit quite nicely inside
nice. Okay.
inside the.
I mean, on my desk right now is a plunger.
Oh, nice.
So like this is a trumpet mute. So it also smells really strongly of rubber. And this. Literally, these are the last three things I have used. Actual trumpet mute, also trumpet mute, and a kazoo.
Nice.
Because I was just doing a recording for a composer who requested kazoo in the bell of the trumpet, and I could not be happier.
I put it in the stream chat.
Nice. Kazoos always do sound good. This particular kazoo, I do not know where I got it from, but it is so loud. It is unbearably loud, and as soon as you put it in a trumpet, my poor ears and my mic as well. I had to turn my mic down massively. And then there's a bit, and there's like, oh, piccolo trumpet and kazoo, and it's like, no, this is a mistake. So yeah, I'm glad I finished that piece because my ears couldn't take any more.
Amazing.
If you could retrospectively add an 80s action film zinger to a moment in the character's art, what would it be and when?
Ooh.
God,
Right when you killed the dragon. Lucy.
Probably so, yeah.
How did you kill it? Was it like
I think I just
crossbow
stabbed it
bolt
in the head,
stab? Okay.
Yeah, you did. I think you did like a Skyrim animation.
Well, it landed on the roof when you got it. So it was either in the air or maybe you were in the air. You were on the roof, weren't you?
I think I was on the dragon.
On the dragon on the roof.
Yeah. The percentage chance of Magpie being on a dragon at any time in this campaign is quite high.
Or a dragon herself.
Or the dragon.
Or a dragon.
As I say,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I tried to climb onto it, and I had to succeed several checks to stay on said dragon.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I stabbed it in the head. And I do not know what the zinger would have been.
Oh, what would your character's theme song be like?
Theme song, yeah.
Oh, now
John Cena
Douglas,
or John Cena. Every time.
I know
that's
exact
Ogbur's. That's definitely Ogbur's.
Oh, 100%. For Douglas, it was one of the ones. Who are the people who did When the Hammer Falls? It's not that song, but it's that band.
I'm not sure.
Clamavi di Profundis.
Oh, them.
Yeah. It was a song that at the time had just came out and I loved it. And that when I was making Douglas, I had that song like on repeat in my head, and I was like, yes, this is the one. God, where is it? Birth of an Age. That's it. Birth of an Age.
Okay.
That one, and When the Hammer Falls, I suppose. But I was really into that band at the time because I knew I was going to make a dwarf, and so I was like, right, I really want to get into the headspace of like a Tolkien dwarf, because in my mind that's like the cornerstone archetype of what a fantasy dwarf is. And so I was like, I really want to like, I was trying really hard to get into that sort of headspace, and those songs kind of put me there. I think that was
Cool.
So yeah, that was those songs for sure. Definitely inspired Douglas quite a lot.
Magpies,
So one of those.
Magpies would be Highway to Hell.
Nice.
Or, in her mind,
great
that
one.
would be. Or the crappy
Firestarter.
version of, or Firestarter. That's, yeah. Or her actual theme song for anybody not inside her head would be the crappy version of Mission Impossible that I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kazoos.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Stealthy.
Mhm.
That would be the actual one.
Yeah, 100%.
Douglas should be Diggy D Hole.
Oh, classic.
He hasn't actually dug any holes, so
No, true.
He's
He
afraid
dug-
of holes.
he
not
dug-
during the campaign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. He dug a big hole to get out of the Underdark. That's why he built his power armor. It was because obviously he only had one arm, and so he needed to get out. So
With the Iron Man in the
Something.
cave with the hammer.
yeah, actually, yeah, like really, yeah, it really was. Yeah, Douglas and Diggy Hole also a good mix. Ogba, yeah, for Ogba I have actually no idea. Like, who's Miracle of Sound?
Vaguely.
What was the God of War track that Miracle of Sound
Oh, I
did?
don't know.
What was it called? But that one, I could see that. What's it called? Ode to Fury. That one. I could see that.
I mean, the title, yeah, checks
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that. I could see that being a good one for Ogba. Yeah, fits with his backstory as well, which is pretty cool. But obviously that may or may not be revealed at some point later.
Well, there's an interesting question. How about if you could homebrew a god into the campaign? What would your specific god be, and like what area?
Ogba's would definitely be Kratos, for sure. Yeah, 100%, without a doubt.
As is, what god would your character like?
No, more just like add a god
Any-
to the pantheon of
Oh, sure.
the game.
Oh, then I'm not. I don't know.
Hades.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, but
Hades,
specifically, but specifically the Disney incarnation of
Oh
God.
yeah.
Absolutely,
That's a good one.
Sure. Yeah.
because he's so sassy. And I love
Is
him.
it James
He's great.
Woods who does Hades?
I think so, yeah.
Mm.
It's the hair as well. It's
Yeah.
such a good design. Such a good design for a character.
Yeah.
Or Ahti from Finnish folklore. Thank you, Remedy, for
Okay.
introducing the concept of the god of rivers and seas, Ahti.
Nice.
Like,
Very
oh, that would be so good.
Mhm.
Can we just get janitor? We just get someone who's basically a janitor for like an inn somewhere,
Mhm.
and is actually a god. Oh.
I mean, you've already met a god pretending to be
Well,
a nobody.
yes.
Yeah.
True.
True. Yeah.
We don't talk about what James Woods does now. Oh dear,
No.
I see another one that's not great.
Yeah, he has some opinions.
Specifically, Ahti the janitor from Control Alan Wake 2. Yes.
Okay.
Ah, fair.
Exactly.
Oh, what about one of the Bran the Blessed from the Mabinogion, one of the old Welsh giants,
Okay.
Ooh.
who was
That could be
the name was what George R.R. Martin clearly took for Bran in Game
George
of
R.R.
Thrones.
Martin stealing things.
Imagine my
Actual
shock.
My
Imagine.
goodness, never.
Yeah. But yeah, Bran the Blessed, he was a giant that went over to Ireland to save his sister from an evil Irish king or something, and he woed across literally just waded across the Irish Sea because he was
Nice.
a giant.
Nice.
And got his head cut off but the head was still alive, and so they brought it back and they put it on the mound to keep an eye out for the French. And that mound is where the Tower of London was supposed to be built upon.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
I love Gaelic folklore.
Yeah, that's a summary of of one of the branches of the Mabinogion. Feel free to read it yourself. but Bran the Blessed was really cool. In terms of a godlike figure, that would be cool. Like just a giant dude who wanted to look out for his sister. Who, just fought another country and waded across an ocean.
Yeah.
Got his head cut off to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
well, Rhiannon, that's another one. She's the goddess of like horses and stuff like that. That's an interesting one. That could be a good one.
I quite like the idea of like in Spirited Away when he's like a river spirit of a specific river, and he's like the dragon spirit form of that river. You could have like one specific location in the material world that is
local gods.
Is like this god.
Yeah. I mean that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing worldwide. You have gods and spirits that are specific to a particular place.
Yeah, 100%.
A spirit, I guess technically not a god. I've just realized would be very cool is the Nucklavi, which I
nice.
only learnt about a couple of years ago when in Orkney.
Yeah.
Because there's a gin called Nucklavi. And there's this
cool.
horrendous looking thing on it. And I was like, what is this? Because it sounds like it's definitely something.
You said gin, and I thought, oh, that's Scottish genie.
No. No, come on. This is Lucy.
A bottle of gin.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
Lucy.
sure.
Come on.
This is me.
yeah.
But no, the Nucklavi it's kind of the spirit of winter, sort of. Winter, famine, everything in one. Because Orcadian folklore is quite... not simplistic, but basically they have good weather or they have bad weather, and bad weather's really bad. And it's this awful thing. Like if you actually look it up, it's like a horse with the torso of a rider attached to the horse, no legs. The horse has one eye, I think. The head of the rider is like massive and like lolls back on its neck, and it's all skinless.
Yeah.
And it's like, who came up with this? It's horrendous.
Yeah. Is that the one where like if you touch it, you stick to it and it'll drag you into the water or something like that?
Possibly.
That sounds great.
I'm pretty sure there's a version of it that I've heard that's like
probably.
that.
Yeah. But like, it's just like, who came up with this? It's horrendous. Sounds like something from like a Dark Souls game.
Right.
Kelpie, and then there's Selkies that are like lovely people. Definitely not actually seals in disguise that are trying to drag you down to the water.
What's the is it the Welsh one that's a horse's skull that they always bring out and parade around and has a little flappy mouth?
Mary Fluid.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, it's like happy. Is it Christmas?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Happy Christmas. Here's a horse skull. What?
Yeah, and then you have to have a rap battle with it, or it can
I love that. I love
that. Yeah.
Gaelic folklore is the best thing. It's so stupid, but so good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great.
It's like if you basically you trade lines with it, and if you can't respond, you have to basically give the person a drink. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically.
Sure.
You have to invite them in.
You have to give it an offering. Or you have to. Yeah.
Speaking of horse people, I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about this recently. Oh, sorry, I hit a bad button. Sorry, I hit a button. Been thinking about this recently. What would you picture if I said a reverse centaur? Would it be
the Midsummer Night's Dream?
Yeah, would it be that? Horseman. Or because a centaur has all of the horse's limbs, and then
exactly, Sam.
And then
Sam
two of the humans' limbs. So surely a reverse centaur would be
that's true, actually,
legs, arms, horse legs, horse head.
Oh my goodness, that's terrifying.
Oh no.
Or would it be everything that isn't part of a centaur? So just legs and a horse's head. No arms.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
No arms. Oh yeah, that's.
Or would it just be like from the waist up, it's a horse,
Yeah.
and from the waist down,
So
it's got like horse forelimbs,
Mhm.
and like horse. It's a horse from the waist up, and then it's a person from the waist down.
Okay, just tiny little legs.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
it's like carried on. Yeah, it's like a horse forelimbs, but it's like maybe it walks on all fours, but it looks kind of like weird.
Well, the legs.
Yeah.
The human legs wouldn't reach the ground.
Well, it would, right? Because it would be like it would just be at a very weird angle.
Yeah.
It would be like
Yeah.
The head would be
back,
tilted
very,
back.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, but then how would it walk? Because hawks canter in a certain way, don't they?
Oh.
So that would be like, how would that work? That would be like so disturbing. That would be awful.
Reverse
Thanks for
centaur
putting
is
that
an
thought into our
illustration
heads,
of how
Dave.
AI is very bad. What you tell AI to do a reverse centaur.
Oh no!
It's awful.
Oh boy.
That sounds terrifying. Oh, AI, Jesus, bringing into
Oh yeah, I
being-
remember when
shaders.
you did like AI things of our characters, didn't you, Dave?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
That
I
was
had
entertaining.
Mid Journey for a bit, and I was just messing around putting everyone in. Most of the time, it didn't know what things are. Actually, interesting enough, I've been working out how to do chat plays D&D, setting up a lot of stuff for that. And one of the things I'm trying to integrate is that when we, because it's basically going to be 3 chatters chosen at random who become the players, and everything they type is read out, and they have a character. But I want them to be able to type in a command that sends it to a stable diffusion art thing, and it will come up with their character profile picture. So I've been looking at that and just kind of testing it, putting in words like tiefling and dragonborn, and it's mostly all right. It kind of knows what that is. I've found a website that's like specifically geared to fantasy portraits, so we're going to try and do that.
nice.
And it should be fun. Reverse centaur is human work with horse oversight. Fine. Yeah, how many limbs does a centaur have? 6. So surely a reverse centaur either just needs 2 or it also has 6.
What's the reverse of 6?
Or alternatively, it's like the bit of the human/horse that can move, like actually propel itself forwards, which a horse can only do with 4 legs, and we can do with 2.
Yeah, but
Therefore-
we don't need our arms to move forward, so therefore it is a head on some legs.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess.
surely it would be minus. The reverse of 6 limbs would be minus 6 limbs, which means.
Well, no, it's just
has,
just like a human and a horse has 8 limbs
it has
total.
pits where the joints of its limbs would normally be. And it's just like a nugget or something.
Just a
Like-
nugget.
Yeah, it's like a very disturbing little nugget that just writhes around and eats grass.
Best
That's
fact
true.
though, is centaurs are about 6 foot tall, so they're like a Shetland pony with a human torso. Yeah.
Well, no, it's just.
Yeah.
I
have to
suppose
be like-
if it was like
At
that, then it
least
just
8
the
foot
human part needs to start higher up, so like just below the armpits, rather than having a full torso, so the
Yeah, I guess.
proportions remain the same.
Yeah, that'd be so odd. Weird.
Yeah.
What a
Weird.
terrible thing to plant in my mind, Dave. Thanks.
Maybe you'll encounter one.
Oh no!
Or a reverse minotaur, which is a cow with the head of a human.
Weird. We already had the center cow, the cow,
Yes,
the bovine.
there's many cows sewn
The-
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
poor cows.
So I've just googled Knuckler V, and apparently there's a magic card called Knuckler V.
Okay.
It doesn't look
What does it
anything
do?
like a Knuckler V.
Well, there's enough magic cards that they can go through all the pantheons and steal everything
Yeah.
they found.
But maybe don't Google Knuckler V if people don't like really quite disturbing imagery.
Too cursed.
Great. It's great. I love it. It's like, let's come up with the most horrendous looking thing.
What does a Knucklovey card do? Okay, it's got good colours.
Yeah,
Good
red,
colour.
blue.
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
What does it do?
When it enters the battlefield, you may return target red sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, and also when it enters the battlefield, you may return target blue instant card from your graveyard.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's a 4/4. That's a damn good card.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Oh my god! And it's not legendary, so
Dave.
you can copy
Apologies.
Yeah. No,
it. You can clone it.
I tap my mountain and exchange wood for sheep.
Nailed it.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Oh,
That's magic.
It's actually a really good card. Damn. Sorry, Dave.
If you want to start a magic podcast, you could.
Yes.
do that.
Oh man.
I mean, there's D&D magic.
True.
It's
all wizards.
Hatsune Miku MTG set, Sam?
Wow.
Okay.
Astounding.
I mean, yeah, they'll collaborate with anything that works with it.
Yeah.
Star Wars MTG, is that a thing yet?
Probably.
No. Well, I mean, Doctor Who MTG is the thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was Lord of the Rings quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Some of which was rubbish.
Yeah, I didn't get into it. I didn't know much about it. Because I stopped playing Magic.
Jumpstart, and some of the Jumpstart was good, and the other ones just, didn't really work.
But the last time I updated my decks was Ixalan, which was like 7 years ago now. I think so. I'm really behind.
Let's stop talking about Magic.
I play Magic Up.
Nice.
Nice.
You win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Astounding. The beginning of your next M step, you win the game, and the conversation moves on.
Yeah. Spooky skeleton that murders people at the club and eats their livers. Wow.
Sure.
Specific.
That's very wasteful. Always
Just
eat
a bit.
the entire human if you're gonna.
Yep.
Just
True. Yeah.
Yep.
Actually true. If you're gonna do it, come on. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Yep.
Although aren't livers like poisonous in some animals?
Well, yeah, because that's where that's where your body puts
So
toxins.
what, is that the same with
Process
humans?
stuff.
Are human livers bad for you?
I guess it depends
No
how much
idea.
alcohol that person's drunk.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Let's Google which part of a human can you eat.
Boy.
Oh, Dave. You've on the list.
Yeah,
Oh,
on the list.
Been playing too much RimWorld, Dave. I've been playing RimWorld since Anomaly came out.
Oh, nice.
I haven't had a chance to really get into it yet, but it's. I think it's going to be great.
Seems good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. How about some Dragon's Den type thing? I've got an idea for
Okay, go on.
a new like role-playing type card game. I can pitch to you, and you can maybe throw some ideas at me. I haven't come up with a good name for it. I've just kind of been calling it meta roleplay in my head.
Right.
Okay. Right.
Basically, a deck of cards that is full of like fiction tropes from books and movies and TV, and there's different numbers of each of them, and then you basically deal them out to everybody who's there, and you have a hand of cards, and someone starts telling a story, and you can pick like the genre you do before. There'll be other cards that help you pick cyberpunk, film noir, horror, and then everybody has a hand of cards, and someone starts telling the story, and whilst they're talking, they're like the game master. But then at any point, someone can play a card, probably play it face down, so that the person who's the game master can kind of finish whatever they're saying, and then the next person takes over, and as they're talking, they reveal their card, and they are using that to tell the next bit of story. And you can either do it just like fun to tell a story, or you can be trying to coherently get all of your cards out of your hand onto the table. So I've been like thinking about this idea for a while, and I've come up with I've got a big list of the things I want to put in it.
Sure. I'm liking it so
Cool
far.
idea. Yeah, it's a cool idea.
I'm liking it so far.
So yeah, the cards I've divided into like story cards, character cards is like telling a personal story or either, and then just like I've got the number of however many there are in the deck.
Okay.
But things like dramatic reveal, a double cross,
Sure.
a twist, an emotional monologue, self-sacrifice, Chekhov's gun you have to play and then
At the beginning.
come back to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Similar with foreshadowing.
Nice.
A flashback, a MacGuffin, which,
Nice.
if you don't know, it's like a term for any kind of device that helps move the plot forward. Like a lot of movie scripts, particularly the newer Star Wars, I've heard them talk about. They know, like, we're going to have a MacGuffin, and it changes several times what the MacGuffin is throughout the story writing process. But it's the thing that helps things move forward. There's some peril. A peril fake out, like
Peril, just a little bit of peril.
like
Yeah, just a bit of peril.
a shadow of
Whack it
something
in.
around a corner, and then it turns out to be a kitten in front of a light.
I like the idea of villain falls on own sword, and the person telling the story is literally the villain falls on his own sword.
Well, yeah, you could take that literally. There's a big pile of loot. You have to come up with a catchphrase for your character. If you've got an Ex Machina card, you could basically just get out of any situation that you've talked yourself into. Every player has the card Character Arc, where you have to basically get through, decide what your character arc is at the beginning, and then try and elbow it in.
Get through it.
So in my head, that one is like you're basically talking, and then my character, he faces his demons, and then they turn over the card because that's my character arc. It's like really on the nose.
Nice.
Standard.
Yeah, that's good.
Villain falls on own sword, past drama, bold move, cunning plan, bright idea.
Cunning plan, Baldrick.
Slight difference between bright idea and cunning plan.
Oh, and cunning plan, absolutely.
Reckless gamble, and then like cliches they can say, we've got company, you're gonna want to see this, I got a bad feeling about this. Jump scare, ticking clock, witty one-liner.
Like jazz.
Surely you need a what could possibly go wrong.
Sure,
True.
yes, and okay, great. Well, that's got to be played early, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
well,
for
I mean,
sure.
you could play it in any situation.
Sure.
True.
So yeah,
So yeah, that's
I'd make a deck
cool.
of these, and then maybe we'll have a play test at some point.
That could be
Yeah,
really
it's
cool.
a great idea.
If you can get enough of each type of card to make sure like you could try and balance the distribution of the cards a little bit by someone comes and they have like all story cards or like all character cards or like so you could maybe separate them into piles or something and
Color,
like,
like
Yeah,
colour-coded
different
them or
colour-coded,
something,
maybe.
yeah, to like
Yeah.
to start you draw 2 of each card and then you have to or something
Sure.
or like of each card type and it's just like
Yeah.
because that could be an interesting thing where someone just through luck of the poor luck or good luck or whatever just gets a bunch of different sort of cards that are,
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
like a trap card of some description? Like, it's a trap.
Sure.
how
Yeah.
would that work?
Uh,
I don't know.
Trap.
Well, you don't like. Yeah, you can
You have to pick
work
up more
out a
cards.
way in which the thing that you're telling actually isn't what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some that
Yeah.
are kind of similar, like twist and double cross is obviously double cross is more of a personal thing. Twist is like, but then it turns out this thing was actually this other thing. And
Ah!
I like the idea that you've got that in your hand, so you're kind of looking at everything that anyone else says and thinking, "Ooh, can this
Yeah.
be a twist?"
Yeah, that'd be cool. Villain monologue.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could
Please.
you could combo
Please.
cards together.
Yeah. Well, there's this
stuff
like
that.
dramatic reveal. I think that sort of thing. There's like other cards that
Oh, emotional monologue. I guess.
yeah,
Okay.
or like
Yeah.
other things. I don't want to like say this card has to be played on a villain because maybe there isn't really a villain in this particular story.
Can you just do like death as one? Just sudden death, or is
I
that a
don't-
bit harsh?
I mean, I've got like I've got a heroic sacrifice. It's like
Oh, I
if,
suppose that counts. Yeah.
if your character is just like, it's fine, I'll do it. I think you want I don't want to pigeonhole these things. I want them to be as general as possible.
As broad as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Is there any other
inspiring speech or?
Oh, you could do. Why don't you do like a time passing one or something like 10 years later?
Oh yeah, that's a
something
good
like
one.
that. That could be quite fun.
Yeah, that would kind of. If people are trying to tell a story though, and then you're suddenly 10 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, there's.
I've got
flashback. We could do flash forward.
Just like...
Yeah, flash forward might be.
Flash forward.
I was going to say. Yeah, could you imagine someone has all the time cards?
Everybody dies of old age.
Yeah, 10 years later, 2 years later, a few moments later, two years later, 3 years later. Yeah, like a...
I've been on script writing websites and things. It's like, these are some cliches you should try and avoid. It's like, write that down.
All of them.
Yeah. Give them to me. Yeah.
I mean, you could do like a self-insert character at some point as well. Just like.
Oh, true.
Well, yeah. The kind of idea is that everybody has a character, and then you're also telling the rest of the story.
Yeah. I guess flashback and flash forward are kind of dream sequence, but you could do like a separate dream sequence type thing. But I suppose it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I want enough.
It was all a dream.
Yeah. I want enough cards that you can play the game like 2 or 3 times and have mostly different cards.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the good thing with this is like, even if you get all the same cards, which is like chances are you won't, it'll still be different because you'll either have a different person like telling the story, or you'll just have a different story because you won't want to do the same story.
Yeah. Well, I was going to have other cards that are scenarios, things I've got written down.
Okay.
Haunted house / cabin / camp, trad fantasy, spaceship, gangster, zombie, film noir, paranormal investigators,
zombies,
superheroes.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Manner of things.
Really cool. You're selling me on this game, Dave.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just need a snappy name for it.
Yeah. Well, I can. It's pretty easy to make a deck in Tabletop Simulator, so
true.
I will put this together at some point, and then
playtest
we can give it a go.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic zombie gangster. Yes, you combine
several. Yeah, I'm down.
Several things.
It could be a noir thing as well. We could figure out who released the zombie plague virus, whatever it is. Oh my goodness. Who's the butler?
Mm-hmm.
All along.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always the butler.
Yeah.
So now every time I watch like a movie or something, I'm also analysing it for tropes.
No.
To add.
Yeah. Media literacy. Why? Yeah. No, it sounds really cool. I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, glad you're on board. Offering 10% of the company for £50,000 investment.
I can do a $5.
Great. We're in.
Sweet.
Nice.
Amazing.
Any other ideas you want to pitch to the Shark Tank? We will. We could assess it as well. What you got brewing?
Gosh. For me, I have no idea. I have no clue. Yeah, no, I have
Selling
no idea about
ants and mushrooms online.
Oh yeah, that what as a game?
Yeah, it's like Bears versus Zombies. It's ants and mushrooms.
Ants versus mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have like or you know those like mobile games where you could like you build an ant colony and like you have like that. We could do that, but we could have like I say like an ants versus mushrooms, plants versus zombies, but make it like way more complicated and like strategy oriented.
Yeah.
And like you could go really ham with it. Maybe that's an idea. You could have like the mushroom side have different types and different spores that do different things to your ants, because of course there's like a Phiocordyceps, which is the big scary one that The Last of Us is inspired after.
I definitely played like a tower defense thing that was just like a side view of an ant farm, and you could like dig tunnels and things through it.
That'd be great. Oh, tower defense is such a good shout. Yeah, and you could have like different species of ant. It wouldn't fit, I suppose, but you could have like like formica ants that spray formic acid, or you could have
Nice. Yeah.
you could have like like my Mesobarbarus that are really big with big pincers for slicing and cutting, and you have like all sorts of different ones that you could do. You could have
and like the queen is the obviously
honeypot
thing
ants.
you're defending, but she's also like spawning new ants, and you can research
honeypot ants,
different ones.
which give honeypot ants are so cool, by the way. They have these things called social stomachs, and when they eat, basically they gorge themselves on food, specifically sugar, and then their bodies just expand, and they get like absolutely huge and inflated with like a sphere of just sugar water that other ants then take from, and they feed the colony like that, and they become living food stores. So like you could have those like honeypot ants, and they like give you like buffs or like a regenerative passive or something. Like maybe you can regenerate your health
clerics.
that way, and you could exactly. Yeah,
It sounds great. If there's any game designers in the chat who want to talk to Trelawney about making
absolutely
tower defense
game.
game.
Absolutely, we'll call it Ant Defense.
Just call it ants, like worms.
Ants. With a Z, yeah.
With a Z, there's a film.
We'll get Woody Allen
hang
on
on.
board.
It's a shame. Maybe they could be a 4 instead of an A.
Yeah.
That would do it.
Fans. No.
Thanks.
Nice.
Amazing.
Anthology.
Yeah, that could work.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's I think that's a good podcast.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Done
Sure.
There was some D&D talk in there.
Yeah,
Maybe
it was
but,
fine.
that.
The campaign will return maybe in a couple of weeks. But,
Yeah, be great.
thanks for joining me, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was great.
Lovely.
Always fun to chat.
Thank
Yeah, of
you for listening to us rambling about anything and everything. There'll be more things coming up. Chat plays D&D, play testing, meta roleplay game.
Yes.
Maybe
Definitely need to come up with a better name.
Yeah, we'll have to get marketing on that.
Yeah.
We'll have to, yeah.
Maybe some fun one-shots. Maybe Trelawney can run a
Ooh.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, that'd be great.
One-shot or something.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Yeah. It's a bit complicated, though. It would take a bit of learning.
Yeah. Sure. Well, you play your other games to get used to it.
Get
and
some
then-
experience. And yeah.
Or if Cindy wants to come and run a one-shot for us.
True. Yeah. She's been she's been wanting to practice to see if she's into DMing. So
Nice.
she's
Nice.
basically testing it out. Yeah. If she's into it, then yeah. If not, then
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Oh, also, yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's the other side of Chat Plays D&D. I'd like to do at some point as well as us as players, and we'll just
Brilliant.
just
rope
wow.
different chat members in to be telling us what happens with the
That's
story.
a cool idea. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Nice. Great. Well, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Not as long a stream
Great.
today, but I'm going to go lie down and stretch out my back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hope your
that's
back
fair.
improves.
No worries.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see if there's anybody who would like a little raid. I'll be back next week with stuff. You know what kind of stuff we do.
Stuff.
Regular stuff.
All the stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff and things.
Yeah.
Mandari's on. You can go talk to her about homebrew. Don't give her our ideas.
No,
No. Shh.
you're under NDA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. It's definitely not broadcast on the internet, so everyone
Yeah.
can see.
Ogbo will find you.
Yes.
You do. Best be
Great.
careful.
Thanks, everybody. Love you all. See you soon.
care.
Lucy, what's your sign-off line?
There we go.
Trelawney,
That's
what's your
the
sign-off
sign-off
line? Oh, God.
Oh, good God, my ear.
And
That's
I
the
don't
sign-off
have a
line.
sign-off line. Bye,
Nice.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Enjoy our screams of anguish. Bye.